In the aftermath of Friday's tragedy at Whistler Sliding Center, officials have changed the location of the luge starts, but athletes are not happy with the changes.
Protesters shadowed windows and forced riot police to break up demonstrations yesterday. We'll take you to the scene.
Medal news from the first day of the games will tell you who grabbed the first American gold, and the U.S. medal count is now at 4 after speed skating and women's moguls.
Welcome to Vancouver Today. I'm Christine Brennan.
And I'm Reed Cherner. We've got lots of medal news for you today. The first medal of the games went to the Swiss ski jumper Simon Ammann. But the most exciting moments for America came in speed skating and women's moguls. Vermont's Hannah Kearney turned in a perfect run last night, edging out Canadian defending gold medalist Jennifer Heil. Reporter Sal Rubel was at the scene.
Well, it was a very exciting scene last night because it was a very dramatic setting with the fog and the wind and a very rabid and very large Canadian crowd that really, I think, was very confident that Jennifer Heil was going to knock down Hannah Kearney pretty quickly, and they could go away from the mountain with the big party for the rest of the night. But somebody forgot to tell Hannah that. She pulled out a great performance that shocked the Canadians, and I think shocked Jennifer Heil because she seemed stunned. She wasn't able to respond to Hannah's first run that was very dominating.
American speed skaters made it to the podium too. Apollo Ono and J.R. Selski picked up silver and bronze in the 1,500-meter event. Ono won his 6th medal, tying him with Bonnie Blair for most medals won by an American athlete at the Winter Games.
This is the cool thing here. Ono gets it, which is cool for everybody else. But you talking to who tonight?
I ran into Bonnie Blair actually late last night, and I'll tell you, she was great, very gracious. Obviously, she knew. She was well aware that Ono had tied her. And, she kind of had that Bonnie Blair shrug, that one of the reasons everyone likes Bonnie Blair so much. Such a real person from Illinois, great Midwestern, kid, and obviously now a mom, a wife. And she just said, well, records are made to be broken. And she's keeping an eye on him, though, that's for sure.
Right.
Pleased for him, knows that her name's still out there. That's why I said to her, I said back, well, at least they're talking about you still. And she said, you're right about that. It's good to be talked about when you're in your mid-40s.
Yeah, it was an interesting. If you run into Hayden, let us know, because I think he's sort of the missing person here. So, well, exactly. Anyway, we'll see what happens with Ono the rest of the Olympics.
Well, it's going to be a great story to keep an eye on for sure. Makes that venue very, very interesting.
Absolutely.
Officials lowered the starting areas of all luge events yesterday in the wake of the shocking death of Republic of Georgia luger Nodar Kumaritashvili. Officials have also added height to the wall near Curve 16. They've altered the ice surface and padded nearby steel beams. The changes have reduced the speed of the track from about 95 miles per hour to closer to 90 miles per hour. Reporter Jeff Zilgid is at Whistler.
Everyone who started crossed the finish line tonight. That's big. Some of them are upset about the men's start being lowered because it's dramatically reduced the speed of the track, and I think the elite athletes were very used to that speed and were looking forward to competing from the original men's start. The International Luge Federation, along with track officials, did a track walk after the accident, traced the sliders' run down the track, and basically called it a routine run up until curve 15 and coming out of curve 16. They say he got a little too high up in curve 16, and basically he was overcome with G-forces and was unable to steer his sled. The president of the International Luge Federation, Josef Fent, his comment is he acknowledges it's a fast track. He says it is not too fast.
Off the ice and snow, the news wasn't as good. Anti-Olympic protesters smashed windows and vandalized cars in downtown Vancouver yesterday, marking the second straight day of confrontation with police. Reporter Kevin Johnson is on the story.
By mid-afternoon, police had arrested 7 protesters and dispersed about 300 others. In the heart of downtown, demonstrators, many of them wearing masks, struck the Hudson Bay Company department store, where 3 giant display windows were broken and red paint splashed against the outside walls. Police said that approximate damage to the store could have run into the thousands of dollars. Store officials indicated the cost might run as high as $10,000. The police said the militant members of Canadian and other anarchist groups were among those marching. And those groups had hid themselves in the ranks of what police called legitimate protesters and lashed out at police and some pedestrians.
The U.S. has a chance at an historic medal today. The Nordic Combined could win the first American medal ever in the sport. Both Billy DeMong and Todd Lodwig won gold at the 2009 World Championships. We spoke to Lodwig earlier this year about his chance of an Olympic medal, something that has so far eluded the 5-time Olympian.
To come back and compete again, definitely a different perspective, different goals, and I had one goal in mind when I came back, and that's to put some hardware around my neck. To do it in the first event back is truly a fairy tale and dream. You have to dream big enough. If you dream big enough, amazing things will happen. You look back at people's careers, and regardless of how many World Cup victories they have, the question always arouses, does he have any medals? So I think if you look back at some of the footage from World Championships, I've never had a bigger smile on my face and have never celebrated and experienced such success at that high level before, and it really showed. That was something that I'd worked for a long, long time, and finally had the opportunity to be away from the sport and have a different perspective on it and dedicate myself in a different way to come back and achieve something like that.
Pairs figure skating short programs are tonight as well. Christine, this is your wheelhouse. I'm going to be like George Burns and just say, hello, Gracie. So take it away.
Well, it's about time figure skating got going. Controversies, a lot of conversation. Finally, the venue is open for business, and it's the pairs short program. First things first, Reed, the U.S. Will not be in the mix. 2 U.S. pairs teams, both from Florida. Really fine showing at their national championships. Young, up and coming. But they'd be thrilled to be in the top 10, maybe even the top 7 or 8 when this thing is over. U.S. hasn't won a pairs medal, Olympic medal, since 1988, and that's not going to change this time. The Chinese are really the ones to watch. Shannon Zhao, he's 36, she's 31. They've been skating together since 1992, which is longer time than Mirai Nagasu has been alive. And they've 2-time bronze medalist in the Olympics. I think they're the favorites to win the gold. They're certainly the sentimental favorites to win the gold. And of course, they're going to start out, they actually skate first tonight in the random draw. So right off the bat, we may see the Olympic gold medalists from the next day, if they can pull that off, skating right off the bat, first out of the box in this short program. A couple other Chinese pairs are strong, Russia, Germany. But I think you got to go with the old veterans. Finally, maybe, hopefully, winning a gold medal for themselves after 2 bronze medals.
Okay, this will start it. We'll have you for 2 weeks. This is right in, as I said, in your wheelhouse, so we will continue to go. You continue to bring it, and we'll go from there.
All right.
The men's freestyle moguls are tomorrow at Cypress Mountain. Patrick Deneen's hometown of Cleella, Washington, is only about 2 hours from Vancouver. When we talked to him, he said it gave him an edge in the competition.
Pretty close to the elevation and what it's going to be like in Cyprus. So that's going to give me an advantage knowing what the snow conditions are going to be like, how it can change, what the weather can be like that time of year. And in the Northwest, it can be, as I've learned, it can be anything. Every year of my life, February seems to be different in the Northwest. So knowing that, I've skied all these different conditions being from the Northwest, and that's definitely going to put me at an advantage when it comes to Cyprus.
That's all for Vancouver Today. We're going to leave you with some of the lighter side of the Olympics. We joined U.S. snowboarder Elena Height for a traditional canoe tour yesterday. Thanks for watching. Christine and I will be back tomorrow.
Whoa, hilo, whoa, whoa, hilo, whoa, whoa, hilo, whoa, whoa.
A little bit about land and some of their heritage and their stories, and they took us out on a canoe ride, and we paddled around for a little bit and heard some songs, and it was awesome to be able to do something like this during the Olympics. I mean, it's so far out of snowboarding and so far out of our normal routine that it's one of those experiences that would only come with the Olympics, and so it's nice to be able to take advantage of that.
paddles out of the water, show them your wolf. See, now if we were going to kidnap them, or if we were going to go war, we would show them our eye, which means like, get ready, sucker, we're coming.
Today we went out on the Takaya Tours canoe, which was called Dancing Serpent. So we got to take the U.S. snowboarding team out and give them a little experience of what the Tsleil-Waututh have been doing for 1,000 years. The Tsleil-Waututh are traditional people of the territory. They're First Nations people. We've been in the area for thousands of years. Tsleil-Waututh is a Hakamelam word, which means people of the inlet.
Elena getting in.
Good job, Elena.
And so when you introduce yourself to the canoe, you're introducing yourself to the spirit of the canoe, because the canoe is also our protector from the water. It's always been our mode of transportation from the very beginning of our people.